What's up, cool people? How's everybody doing today? Welcome to another live stream with Bible study and video games, of course. Wouldn't exactly be that random Christian gamer if I didn't have a mix of those kinds of things. But anyway, it is the day before Easter, and really it's only because of how early that these streams are that I'm even doing this today, probably. And the fact that, you know, I need some more video recordings to then, you know, edit and publish on YouTube. Maybe once I get moved into my own place and just kind of have my own schedule to go off of, not really trying to, you know, work around family schedules so much, that maybe I'll start getting a little more of a backlog again. But, yeah. We'll be starting off continuing our Bible study of First Chronicles, and then hopping into video game stuff after that with Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. And we'll see what new worlds are unlocked in there at some point. Alright, well, there's the general lowdown. I'm going to go ahead and run the early Twitch ad break, and then we'll hop into the Bible study. Okay. Meanwhile, now, there is a little bit of something I'm kind of curious about, but I don't know if I'm really going to be able to look into it particularly well without, oh, you know what? I just had an even better idea related to what I was thinking. Anyway, I've been trying to figure out a way to get chat stuff showing up in the, like, game, or really just any of my recording windows during streams, just to see, just to, like, have that in there. And so, like, whenever conversations around that come up in streams that I then actually include in video edits, then they're there, and I'm not having to, like, edit the text in all the time. You know, for the cases when that actually happens, which isn't super common during the Bible studies. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know, we'll see about that. Also, the multi-chat function in OBS doesn't seem to be working at its best as of late. Anywho, okay. I don't think I got too much else to say or do. I hope you all are having an enjoyable Easter holiday weekend so far. But, yeah. There hasn't been too much different for me other than just a little more time with family. Yesterday in particular. And probably will be a bit more tomorrow. Maybe even today a bit. But alright. I guess we'll hop into our Bible study now. Here we go. Oh, hey, yeah. Poetically Christian Gamer, welcome to the stream and the chat, and happy Easter to you as well. It's not quite Sunday yet, so I can't do the, like, traditional greeting associated with that, if you know what I mean. Saying he is risen doesn't make sense yet. Anyway, okay. So we're looking at 1 Chronicles chapter 3. First couple of chapters were honestly a whole bunch of genealogy, and it seems like this is going to continue that. But it's like, it's almost like it's making sure to hit on very specific people throughout the genealogy. Like, obviously it started with Adam, went to Noah, but like now it's specifically talking about David and his line, even though like it's not necessarily like, I think from here it's actually then going to cover like all the different tribes of Israel, but it's focusing a little more specifically on David because of like, you know, the lineage of the kings, at least of Judah, and you know, that also ends up being the line that Jesus comes from, so like it's kind of a big deal, even if they didn't know as much that it would be a big deal as of writing First Chronicles. But anyway, okay, here we go. First Chronicles chapter 3. These are the sons of David who were born in Hebron. The oldest was Amnon, whose mother was Ahinoam from Jezreel. The second was Daniel, whose mother was Abigail from Carmel. The third was Absalom, whose mother was Maacah, the daughter of Talmai, king of Geshur. The fourth was Adonijah, whose mother was Haggith. Fifth was Shephatiah, whose mother was Abital. The sixth was Ithream, whose mother was Eglah, David's wife. These 6 sons were born to David in Hebron, where he reigned 7.5 years. Because, like, when he started off as king, Jerusalem wasn't established as the capital yet. But also, it's every single one of these sons was born to a different wife. Like, again, not condoning, just noting that that was a thing that happened in those days, especially for, you know, people of the ruling class. Because they had, you know, they had the power to do such things if they wanted to, essentially. Yeah, I don't know if there's really a whole lot else to, I mean, so Amnon and Absalom wound up being some kind of troublesome sons of his. The rest, not so much. Okay. Oh, and there was a paragraph break partway through verse 4. I hate when it does that. Oh well. Continuing in verse 4b, I guess we'll call it. Then David reigned another 33 years in Jerusalem. The sons born to David in Jerusalem included Shammua, Shobab, Nathan, and Solomon. Their mother was Bathsheba, the daughter of Amiel. David also had 9 other sons: Ibhar, Elishua, Elpelet, Noga, Nepheg, Japhia, Elishama, Eliada, and Eliphalet. These were the sons of David, not including his sons born to his concubines. Their sister was named Tamar. I get it now. Their sister, meaning, is it counting Tamar as the sister of all of them, or just of the ones born to Beth, or just of the ones born in Jerusalem? I don't know. Anyway, also still 2 different mothers in this case. And now, Tamar, of course, was involved in the, I'm going to call it a scandal, for lack of a better word, involving, I think, Amnon and Absalom. But, anyway, if you want more details on that, go back to, I forget if it's 1st or 2nd Samuel. Somewhere around there. Let's see here. Notes on some of these names. Probably gonna give alternate spellings or namings based on different, source texts. So, Shamua comes from the Syriac version. The Hebrew reads Shimea. Bathsheba, Hebrew says Bathshua, but they're pretty close. So, saying it's a variant spelling definitely seems reasonable enough. As in some Hebrew and Greek manuscripts, most Hebrew manuscripts read Elishama instead of Elishua, but there's an Elishama down here. So, it's a little unlikely that he would name two different sons the same, especially when they're born to the same mother. Or actually, it doesn't say. It doesn't say that all 9 of these sons had the same mother. It just says that he also had 9 other sons. Elpalet. Hebrew says Eliphalet. Parallel text at 14:5 through 7. I assume that means First Chronicles 14:5 through 7. So we're not going to get there for a little while. But there's another Eliphalet here. So again, it seems odd that they would have the same name. At least to me. But okay. Then we continue along to the next king with Solomon's descendants here. The descendants of Solomon were Rehoboam, Abijah, Asa, Jehoshaphat, Jehoram, Ahaziah, Joash, Amaziah, Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, Hezekiah, Manasseh, Ammon, and Josiah. The sons of Josiah were Johanan the oldest, Jehoiakim the second, Zedekiah the third, and Jehoahaz the fourth. The successors of Jehoiakim were his son Jehoiachin and his brother Zedekiah. So there it pretty much covers all the rest of the kings of Judah, at least. With Rehoboam being the first king of the split kingdom of Judah. And then I guess it goes on after him in that line. Odd that it pauses at Josiah there. Now, Josiah was really kind of the last king to rule in Judah before Babylon kind of started taking over. So maybe that's why there's the gap there. But also it mentions, his oldest son never wound up being king. Jehoiakim was king. So was Zedekiah. But then by the time Zedekiah was done as king, Babylon pretty much had fully taken over. So there were no other kings in Judah. So Hebrew there says Joram, a variant spelling. That one I seem to recall talking about a little bit, how there were kings of both, the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah that had very similar names. And so maybe there was a little extra effort put into the translation here to differentiate the two. Uzziah, Hebrew says Azariah. That seems quite different. Still close-ish, but still more of a notable difference than some of these other variant spellings that it mentions. Um, although there might have been another Azariah who was king in Israel or somewhere. I don't know. I can't remember that one for sure off the top of my head. Jehoahaz there. Hebrews says Shalom. Now, that, I mean, with the meanings of the names and such, and things that might have happened with certain people, it's also not out of the question that, like, okay, yeah, they might have been born with this name, but they became known by this because XYZ event happened. Also, Zedekiah, Hebrew, the sons of Jehoiakim were his son Jeconiah, which is a variant spelling of Jehoiachin, and his son Zedekiah. Was Zedekiah the, like, Babylonian name? Because I think Zedekiah was the one who also at one point went by, like, Mattaniah or something to that effect. But then whichever one he went by, it got changed to it essentially be more Babylonian, since he was specifically chosen by the king of Babylon to rule. But anyway, okay. Now we're getting into Jehoiachin's descendants. So he was the one king after Jehoiakim, the last one who, well, was he chosen by the king of Babylon? Maybe, kind of, sort of. But he was the last one living, and probably was the one who was able to continue the line of kings, because I know a bunch of stuff happened to Zedekiah. He might have even gotten killed. And I know, I seem to remember at the very least his sons were killed in front of him before he was then made blind. Okay, anyway. Continuing on with verse 17. The sons of Jehoiachin, who was taken prisoner by the Babylonians, were Shealtiel, Malchiram, Pedaiah, Shenazar, Jechemiah, Hoshama, and Nedabiah. Some of those don't flow off the tongue very well. Anyway, sons of Pedaiah were Zerubbabel and Shimei. Sons of Zerubbabel were Meshullam and Hananiah. Their sister was Shelomith. His 5 other sons were Hashubah, Ohel, Berechiah, Hasadiah, and Jushab Hesed. You know what? I'm just going to continue all the way through this, and then, because, like, it's all genealogy. It's not like I have too much that's specific to any one section of the lineage that I would point out too often. Anyway, continuing on. The sons of Hananiah were Pelatiah and Jeshiah. Jeshiah's son was Rephaiah. Rephaiah's son was Arnan. Arnan's son was Obadiah. Obadiah's son was Shechaniah. Descendants of Shechaniah were Shemaiah and his sons, Hattush, Igal, Bariah, Neriah, and Shaphat, 6 in all. Maybe Shaphat, I don't know. The sons of Neriah were Elionai, Hizkiah, and Azrikam, 3 in all. Sons of Elionai were Hodaviah, Eliashib, Peliah, Akub, Johanan, Deliah, and Anani, 7 in all. Okay, so as I mentioned, I'm pretty sure Jehoiachin, I mean, it even mentions here Jehoiachin, which Hebrew says Jeconiah, but anyway. Jehoiachin was the one taken prisoner by the Babylonians, it says right here. But that's the thing, he was just taken prisoner. And then it mentions, like, right at the end of 2 Kings, that he was, like, not necessarily killed throughout quite a long time, and then he was actually sort of released from his imprisonment by another Babylonian king later on, and that might be what gave him the ability to have more sons and continue the line of, you know, David, essentially. Now, why it gets into these specific sons, or you know, these specific descendants of his, I'm less certain, but that might become clear a bit later. My guess is there's going to be something important that happens eventually that, like, continues from this particular lineage. But, yeah, I don't really have too many other thoughts. I mean, it's genealogy. There's not really a whole lot to point out other than, like, all right, here's who some of these people are, what they did, and or why they might have been important. And I mean, yes, I'm sure there's more knowledge to be gleaned from that if you look really, really deep into it and know, like, all the different cross-references and events that happened. I'm not really quite there. But feel free to research that stuff if you're so inclined. But that's all I've got for 1 Chronicles chapter 3. And then for the stream, we will continue with the next chapter. See, then it's just getting into other descendants of Judah that are not from David, I guess. This chapter is a little bit longer, but not like we took super long with the previous one. Alright, moving on. Okay, 1 Chronicles chapter 4. We're in the midst of a pretty extensive genealogy. I mean, with it being 1 Chronicles, if you're really trying to chronicle properly the history, this is certainly a way to do it without retelling literally all of the prior events that happened. So, last chapter focused a lot on the line of David, which essentially was like the kingly line of at least Judah. And that winds up being, you know, at least part of, perhaps even most of, Jesus's ancestry. But, you know, that the New Testament makes sure to cover that when we get there. Yeah, I don't really have too much else to say to introduce this, I don't think. Obviously, the chapters before, you know, chapters 1 and 2 wound up going pretty much up to David, at least, maybe even a little bit talking about some others that were in a couple of generations after him, but not through his line exactly. Anyway, lest I digress further, let's hop in. 1 Chronicles chapter 4. The descendants of Judah were Perez, Hezron, Carmi, Hur, and Shobal. Shobal's son Reiah was the father of Jahath. Jahath was the father of Ahumai and Lahad. These were the families of the Zorathites. The descendants of Etem, I don't know, were Jezreel, Ishma, Idbash, their sister Hazelelpani, Penuel, the father of Gedor, and Ezer, the father of Husha. These were the descendants of Hur, the firstborn of Ephrathah, the ancestor of Bethlehem. This part actually goes on quite a while, so let me pause for a sec. So I think Hezron was the one that David was part of, Hezron's lineage, his descendants, I think, is the line that David came from. So we covered a bunch of that already. But now it mentions, hold on, as in Greek version, Hebrew reads the father of, meaning of the Hebrew is uncertain. Okay, that's odd. I'm like, it doesn't mention Etam up here. So, like, why is, like, where's this coming from? I'm trying to see where the connection might be between the two chapters, but I don't really see any connecting oh, well, okay. These were the descendants of Hur. Okay, so that... Okay, that's the descendant of Judah that we're branching off of here. So then maybe that is supposed to mean father of... I don't know why it would have worked backwards for that section, but it seems almost like that might be what it did here. Because if we're essentially going from Hur, either it goes Hur, Ezer, Penuel, or, you know, like in that order, or after Hur was Etam and then these other ones. That's a little confusing with the way that that's worded. Also note there, or founder of instead of father of Gedor. Perhaps other instances where the text reads the father of. Also in 4, verse 5, 12, 14, 17, 18. Yeah. So that's something to keep in mind throughout the chapter. Where it says the father of, it might actually mean the founder of. But, like, there's still kind of a similar idea. Anyway. Okay. Continuing on from there, verse 5. Asher, the father of Tekoa, had 2 wives, named Hela and Nera. Nera gave birth to Ahuzam, Hefer, Temeni, and Hehashtari. Hela gave birth to Zerath, Izhar, Ethnan, and Koz, I don't know, who became the ancestor of Anub, Zobibah, and all the families of Aharhel, son of Harum. Man, these names. Okay, and then there was... Alright, note there at Izhar says, as in alternative reading of the Masoretic text, other alternate in the Greek version reads Zohar. Or, yeah, Zohar instead of Izhar. It is close enough that if the fact actually is true that, you know, ancient Hebrew didn't really even have vowels and stuff, that's an understandable change in spelling. But anyway. Okay, and then we get to verse 9, which seems to go on a bit of a tangent or something here, but let's read on. There was a man named Jabez who was more honorable than any of his brothers. His mother named him Jabez because his birth had been so painful. He was the one who prayed to the God of Israel, "Oh, that you would bless me and expand my territory. Please be with me in all that I do, and keep me from all trouble and pain." And God granted him his request. Caleb, the brother of Shuha, was the father of Mehir. Mehir was the father of Eshton. Eshton was the father of Beth Rapha, Paseah, and Tehinnah. Tehinnah was the father of Nahash. And these were the descendants of Reka. Okay. Interesting that it went on a tangent about Jabez there. But, I guess, because he hadn't really been mentioned much before, and they wanted to point out that, hey, here's an especially notable person who, you know, we didn't really bring up before, but, like, you know, was a very good man, at least it seems. I mean, it said he's more honorable than any of his brothers. Jabez sounds like a Hebrew term meaning distress or pain. That would be why he was named Jabez, after his birth being painful. Again, Hebrew names were often very literal. And, like, directly related to something that happened with or to that person. Okay. And then we had some more descendants mentioned in there. Verse 13. Sons of Kenaz were Othniel and Seraiah. Othniel's sons were Hathath and Meonothai. Meonothai was the father of Ophrah. Seraiah was the father of Joab, the founder of the Valley of Craftsmen, so called because they were craftsmen. Sons of Caleb, son of Jephunneh, were Iru, Elah, and Nam. Son of Elah was Kenaz. Okay, now, Caleb, son of Jephunneh, was one of the ones that, well, no, wait, that can't, I'm like, that can't be right, can it? Although we are branching, we kind of rewound back to Judah and then continued from there, so I guess it's possible that we're back, like, because I think Caleb, son of Jephunneh, was the one that, you know, scouted the Promised Land with Joshua and gave a favorable report, and then because they were the only two that gave that report, they were the only ones that wound up in that generation being able to actually enter the Promised Land and, like, conquer it for God's people. So, a bunch of this other stuff that it mentioned prior to that verse was just getting to that point. Okay. Now I'm gonna backtrack a little bit here and just look at the notes. Meonothai, as in Greek, some Greek manuscripts and Latin Vulgate, Hebrew Lax, and Meonothai. Huh. Interesting. But then it would just be Othniel's sons were... What? That'd be really confusing wording if the grammar was otherwise still the same. And it would seem like Meonothai was coming from nowhere. I don't know. That's where things can get a little bit confusing with looking at translations and seeing the notes of different translations. It's like, okay, so what exactly did they do here? And what exactly would it look like if they didn't do it this way? Note of the Valley of Craftsmen. Joab, the father of Harashim. That's probably just what it was actually called, and Valley of Craftsmen is just the translation of it. Okay. I forget if I read through verse 16 already, so I guess we'll continue there. Sons of Jehalalel were Ziph, Ziphah, Tiria, and Azarel. Sons of Ezra. Where's Ezra coming from? I don't know. That's also a confusing thing with these genealogies, but anyway. Sons of Ezra were Jether, Merid, Epher, and Jalon. One of Merid's wives became the mother of Miriam, Shammai, and Ishba, father of Eshtemoa. He married a woman from Judah, who became the mother of Jared, father of Gedor, Heber, the father of Soko, and Jekuthiel, father of Zanoah. Merid also married Bithiah, a daughter of Pharaoh, and she bore him children. Hodiah's wife was the sister of Naham. One of her sons was the father of Keilah, the Garmite, and another was the father of Eshtemoa, the Maacathite. Sons of Shimon were Amnon, Rinnah, Ben-Hanan, and Tylon. Descendants of Ishai were Zoheth and Ben-Zoheth. I'm gonna be real here. I'm losing track of, where some of these branches in the genealogy are continuing from, and thus how they're even connected. But that might be the kind of thing, like I saw with the one note. I want to say this one. Yeah. Because if it lacks and Meonothai, it would be like, okay, then where's Meonothai coming from in this verse? That's kind of what I'm feeling right now with some of these names coming up. And I guess without any other information, the safest assumption that, or what I feel like would be the safest assumption, it would be to just say, okay, this person mentioned here is within the next generation after the previous person mentioned. Or maybe they were in the same generation. That's the thing. It's when it doesn't elaborate on that, it's very confusing. But anyway, so that, all of that was just other descendants of Judah. And now we get into Judah's son, Shelah. Shelah was one of Judah's sons. The descendants of Shelah were father of Leka, Leda, the father of Marishah, the families of linen workers at Beth Ashbia, Joachim, the men of Kozibah, and Joash and Seraph, who ruled over Moab, and Jashubilihim. Wow, that's a weird name. Weird to me. Anyway, these names all come from ancient records. They were the pottery makers who lived in Netaim and Gedera. They lived there and worked for the king. And it just mentions the families of linen workers at this place here. And these were descendants of Shelah? So I guess, in a way, it might be trying to fill in the genealogy from, most genealogies try to fill it in from a particular perspective that happened after all these generations, and so that might be okay, we know these people from this place are part of this lineage here. We just don't know who was the first one who they really came from, who, like, initiated that branch. Okay, chat comment. Hello. Book of Chronicles is attributed to being written by Ezra. Okay. He was writing all these genealogies to restore the history that was lost when God's people were taken to Babylon. Makes sense as to why that's included now. This history was lost, and there's many years between the books of the Kings and the Chronicles when they were written. When they were written, Ezra as simply trying to restore history, show how the people descended into becoming ungodly. Kind of a refresher course to help them realize where they went wrong. Hey, thanks for the follow. I'm not sure how to pronounce that username. Bondi. I'll just call you Bondi for short. I don't know. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, so this genealogy being written by Ezra makes a lot of sense, because, like, a big part of Ezra's efforts was literally to just remind the people of God who were exiled in Babylon, like, hey, here's where we came from, here's where things got messed up, and here's what we need to get back to. And to put it as briefly as I can. And, going through the history of that helps kind of explain it all and help people see, where and when that happened. So, very, very good note on that from Poetically Christian Gamer. But yeah, so then trying to fill in all this genealogy from, Ezra's spot in the timeline, so to speak. Yeah, there's some stuff that could be like, alright, I'm not quite 100% sure where the link is here or where this comes from. I just know based on records and people I've talked with that, like, this is part of the lineage here. So I'm gonna mention this just, to be thorough, and so we all know what all happened to get us to this point. Alright, on to the next section, starting with verse 24. So now we're getting into the descendants of Simeon, who was a different one of Jacob's sons. So we're now in a different branch off of Jacob that is not the line of Judah. So here we go. The sons of Simeon were Jemuel, Jamin, Jareb, Zohar, and Shaul. Descendants of Shaul were Shalom, Mibsam, and Mishma. The descendants of Mishma were Hamuel, Zachar, and Shimei. Shimei had 16 sons and 6 daughters, but none of his brothers had large families. So Simeon's tribe never grew as large as the tribe of Judah. They lived in Beersheba, Moladah, Hazar Shual, Bilhah, Ezem, Tolad, Bethuel, Hormah, Ziklag, Beth Markaboth, Hazar Susim, Beth Birai, and Sheraim. These towns were under their control until the time of King David. Their descendants also lived in Etam, Ain, Rimmon, Token, and Ashan, 5 towns and their surrounding villages as far away as Baalath. This was their territory, and these names are listed in their genealogical records. Okay. You know what? Let me... Because this seems like it's a little bit indented from the rest. I'm going to continue on here a little bit. Other descendants of Simeon included Meshobab, Jamlech, Josha. I mixed that up for a second there. Josha, son of Amaziah. Joel, Jehu, son of Joshibiah. Son of Sariah. Son of Aziel? Elionai, Jacobah, Jeshoiah, Asaiah, Adiel, Jesimiel, Benaiah, and Ziza, son of Shiphi, son of Alon, son of Jediah, son of Shimri, son of Shemaiah. And that also can be part of what confuses some people with it, because in the middle of this, it'll be like, alright, so we've got descendants of this person going doot, and then this person here, who was descended, or, you know, who was son of this and this and this and this. It's like, wait. We're talking about sons of this person, but then this person was son of these? Like... Anyway. So there's a bunch of Simeon's descendants. Now, Jemuel is from the Syriac version. Hebrew reads Nemuel. See also Genesis 46:10 and Exodus 6:15. Genesis 46:10 was probably where that would have first been mentioned, and Exodus was probably a little bit of a genealogy too, but obviously didn't have as much to look back upon. Zohar as in parallel text at Genesis 46:10 and Exodus 6:15. Gee, it's the same verses. Anyway, Hebrew reads Zerah rather than Zohar. So, and part of what's so interestingly detailed, for lack of a better way to put it, like, is that, I guess, Ezra went as far as even mentioning, alright, these people inhabited these particular territories, and kind of, like, doing his best to cover the bases of not just what God's people would have been familiar with at that time, or, you know, the history that they would have more readily known, but also, like, branching out into, yeah, here's all these other people that are actually from the same, you know, ancestors, but lived in surrounding areas and maybe either didn't get as much mention, or might have even been, you know, slightly, you know, other offshoots of certain ancestors. And so, some of which I think, especially early on in the genealogy, even, like, got into people who were not essentially part of God's covenant. Because, you know, especially when it got into, like, Ishmael and that line, yeah, Ishmael was Abraham's one son, but not the promised one, so, like, the covenant, that they were not part of that covenant. Anyway, so as far as Baalath, as in some Greek manuscripts, Hebrew reads just Baal, but I thought Baal was the one, like, idol god thing, although sometimes maybe the deities were just like, it's the god of this place. So maybe that was the case there. I don't know. I don't recall off the top of my head, I should say. Okay. Do. Poetically Christian Gamer again says, it would be like you or I looking at Ancestry.com today with our family lineage. We don't know the people, but where they lived, the occupations they had, the things they did, show us how it led to our family's history and becoming who we are. Don't worry about misreading the names. We all butcher them when... Yeah. So yeah, that's something that... Again, another interesting thought and perspective on this. Much appreciated. So yeah, like, if we were to look at our own ancestry at this point, you know, whether from Ancestry.com or not... you know, we would see all these different people from these different branches that it's like, okay, we might not really know anything about them, but we kind of get a hint of who they were, or at least what they were like, based on, you know, their occupation, where they lived, and other things like that. So, I guess, for some parts of this genealogy... Ezra then is like, you know, giving the people of his day, who are descended from these folks, a better idea of, you know, how they're connected, and again, what led them to the point that they were exiled in Babylon for turning away from the Lord. Okay. Alright, we'll move on to verse 38 and then kind of wrap up the chapter, I guess. These were the names of some of the leaders of Simeon's wealthy clans. Their families grew, and they traveled to the region of Gerar, in the east part of the valley, seeking pasture land for their flocks. They found lush pastures there, and the land was spacious, quiet, and peaceful. Some of Ham's descendants had been living in that region. But during the reign of King Hezekiah of Judah, these leaders of Simeon invaded the region and completely destroyed the homes of the descendants of Ham and of the Meunites. No trace of them remains today. They killed everyone who lived there and took the land for themselves, because they wanted its good pasture land for their flocks. 500 of these invaders from the tribe of Simeon went to Mount Seir, led by Pelatiah, Neriah, Rephaiah, and Uzziel, all sons of Ishai. They destroyed the few Amalekites who had survived, and they have lived there ever since. Again, at least up to the point of the writing of this. And let me guess what it says at the note at destroyed. Yeah. So far, pretty much any time there's been a note there at the word destroyed, it has been this exact thing. Anyway, the Hebrew term here refers to the complete consecration of things or people to the Lord, either by destroying them or by giving them as an offering. Also, note at Gerar, as in Greek version, Hebrew reads Gedor. Might have been one of those different spelling kind of things. Maybe slightly different meanings then as well. But probably refers to the same place. Or anyway. So since it didn't mention the... I guess it's saying in verse 38, it's like, okay, all these names that we just mentioned are the names of some of the leaders of Simeon's clans. And then there's a connection with some of Ham's descendants just because they fought each other, which when it says Ham's descendants, I assume it means, like, Ham, the one son of Noah. During the reign of King Hezekiah of Judah, these leaders of Simeon invaded the region and Now I know, or at least I think I remember Hezekiah being one of the kings who was trying to, set things right in the kingdom of Judah, turn the people back to worshiping the Lord more closely. Makes me wonder if these descendants of Ham might have, drifted away from that and kind of didn't want to worship the Lord, and that's possibly why I don't know. Although, the region it gives is just because they were seeking the pasture land for their flocks. Just because God's people did it doesn't mean it's something that he approved of. So we're clear on that. Okay. So there was seemingly quite a bit more genealogy covered there. I'm guessing we're done with, at least a few of, like, 2 or 3 of Jacob's sons, namesakes of the tribes of Israel. And I imagine in upcoming chapters it'll continue with other, tribal namesakes. But that's all we get for 1 Chronicles chapter 4. And once again, Poetically Christian, I appreciate the insights there. Because that's something So I guess I could have gone back and... Now this looks awkward because I'm in dark mode, but... Well, okay. Some of the books of the Bible have like a little introduction thing, even in... this particular site. But I guess that one... I guess 1 Chronicles does not. But okay. Bible study is done for today. I mean, we can continue to discuss some things related to that, but that's all that I have planned. Alright, so real quick, I have a particular setting that I might end up wanting to change in a certain scene while the ad break is going on, because there was something I was going to try to do, but it's like the window that I wanted to use for it doesn't even seem to be working the way that it should. But, yeah. Twitch folks, I will see you on the other side of the ad break, and to anyone watching, we'll be getting into Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance here in just a couple of minutes. Okay. I'm going to attempt to make this at least look a little less awkward. Because, like, okay, in this window here, that's me attempting to show the chat below, but this is kind of the multi-chat window built into OBS through Stream Elements, and it just doesn't seem to want to show anything right now. So, I'm gonna just disable that. So I'm not, like, awkwardly showing things that aren't really helping. Okay, meanwhile, I gotta change the stream category on Twitch. There we go. Save that change. And it's still on the pause menu here. Also, I can ditch my own background music. That's separate from the game, because that's not really needed now. Anyway. Okay. Gaming time. Yeah, I don't think there's really too much else that I want to do to help prep stuff here, so, here we go. Okay. So, also, I'm noting the combat levels of some places are going up after they're completed, which I find interesting. Sorry, real quick, looking at chat. Do you use OBS? I use Lightstream on my YouTube channel. Yeah, so OBS is my main stream management software, I guess you'd say. And I've got like the Stream Elements kind of extension for it or whatever that is supposed to have a multi-chat management thing now, but like sometimes it doesn't seem to really work quite right. Alright, so thing is, with Riku, it will not let me progress any further. I'm guessing that's dependent upon Sora completing the last world that we've gotten to so far. I don't want to shortchange Sora by doing less with Riku. So I think I'm just gonna hop back in here with Riku and look for some treasures for a little bit. That way, I can get some more drop points. And Sora can, you know, still get some bonuses when I switch back to him. Now, whether or not it'll be quite as much as I've gotten with Riku, I don't know. Also, I'm just trying to do my best to look around in the different little areas and find any treasures I might have missed. Ooh, hello. Portal! Battle portal. Oh, right. That's the one where I just gotta find this little dude and... Pretty sure it's back up here. Kablam. Rampant Figment and an Ice Dream Cone. Okay, so I got that treasure. Are there any treasures on the rooftops I might have missed? I got that one. Sorry, quick question in chat. Just had a quick... Will you ever be playing some retro games again? I remember watching you play through the Streets of Rage trilogy. It's definitely possible. So, after I finish the Kingdom Hearts series, well, I mean, okay, honestly, whenever Kingdom Hearts 4 releases, that'll then become priority for me, and just on my channel then as well. But, in the meantime, you know, in the interim, I'll probably at least partially go back to what I was doing before I made the decision to play through this series, which was, so I was playing some Assassin's Creed stuff before that. I might at least continue with the main 3 games, or the first 3 games in that series, but it's probably going to be more of a, like, okay, I'll be doing a bit of alternating between that and some other games. As far as what retro games I would play, I'm not entirely sure. I have the Rare Replay collection on my Xbox. And then there's some other Sega Vintage collection. I want to say Monster World that I could potentially play through at some point. But in any case, odds are I will probably eventually get to some other retro games within my collection. I just can't really tell you with any degree of certainty the timing of that. Ow. Is there treasure up here that I missed? Yeah, like, the main thing I'm trying to do right now, going back to this world, is getting treasures. And, you know, continue collecting drop points to help Sora out whenever it gets to him. Another portal. Pull off at least 3 flow motion attacks. Well, if the enemies die really quickly, I might not manage that, but I'm gonna try to only do flow motion attacks here. Ow. Well, there's number 3. Kablam. Challenge complete. But, no treasure. Oh, come on. I can't do flow motion along that rail. That's kind of lame. There's a chest there, but I already opened it. I can't go in there, can I? Okay. So if I'm continuing to backtrack and try to find more... Oh, hold up. Maybe there's something on top of this. Aha! There's a treasure I missed before.
Yeah.
Blizzard Edge. Okay. So that's probably a command. Sort of an ice-based strike, I'd imagine.
Take this.
Alright. You know, come to think of it, I really could have just done this, not really included any sort of recording of it. But, you know, this is a standard part of pretty much any Kingdom Hearts games. So, like, why not show at least a little bit of it? Oh, come on, really? So what do I do here, then? It's showing me a thing, but it's not really letting me do anything with it.
Take this.
Nothing works.
Fire.
Not even magic. I almost wonder if... Oh, hold up. Can I target that with... Yeah, maybe this will work. Kaboom! Yeah! Okay. Vibrant Fantasy. Which isn't necessarily much, but hey, you know... It's a treasure that I was otherwise missing. Ah, another save point here, okay. I'll save that real quick. Now which way do I go from here? Oh, that leads directly to the fountain. Tell you what, let me go back to the back streets. Okay, I'm kind of doubting any of those rooftops are climbable or... I doubt I'd actually be able to, like, land on top of any of these structures here. No. There's a treasure. Intrepid Figment. Okay, that is not a pathway to anything there. Just thought I would make sure. So yeah, I guess I'll include this in the recording for now, but I think in the future, if I get to any point like this, I'm just gonna skip ahead to whatever's the next story point. But it's also a little bit like, I'd have to keep a real close eye on the drop gauge to know when I would be about to switch back to the other character, so then I could, you know, not just, like, skip past or, like, I don't know. Words. I'd have to keep a close eye on the drop gauge just so then I'm not skipping some story on you in my efforts to get to that point while not recording.
Take this.
And I've kind of lost track of where I was going. This area is not exactly the most straightforward. Friendship portal. Blade charge. Well, I definitely remember that specific command style coming up in Birth by Sleep. Or being within Birth by Sleep, maybe I should say. Oh, dang, all the way back to the first district.
Take this.
Ow. But even when I'm getting hit by these attacks, they're not doing a ton of damage just because of how high my level is comparatively. I'm literally just going around trying to find treasure. Oh, come on, there's nothing in here. This is a classic treasure location. Whoops.
Sorry.
Didn't exactly mean to do that, but oh well. Been doing a lot of portals. Oh wait, I'm supposed to do flow motion attacks, aren't I? Yeah. Well, considering all the enemies died from a single flow motion attack, I can't exactly complete the challenge that requires 3 of said attacks. Yeah, I'm making sure I look all around these rooftops. Oh, hello. Oh, hey, treasure. In an alley that I somehow missed before. It's a potion. Is this open? No, it's just there because continuity. New items, eh? Blizzard Edge, I already have one of those. Confusing Strike, I'll buy that. Any of these commands I don't have, I will buy. Not because I think I'm going to use them, but just because I kind of want to have them. Ooh, recipes. Yeah, those are good to have too. Okay. That's probably all I'm going to buy. I will save. And then I think I'm close enough to depleting the drop gauge that I'll just go ahead and switch over to Sora. 123 drop points available. So I can give him... Jeez. What the... Time Storm? Spin the Keyblade like a windmill as you rush the enemy, landing multiple hits and inflicting slow or stop. Jeez. Okay. First off, drop Decelerator. Attack gain, defense gain. And then Time Storm. Alright, so where did we leave Sora? Oh yeah, underwater. For some reason. Because I guess we're going to find Monstro. Or maybe more accurately, find... You know, find Pinocchio and Geppetto and them within Monstro. Oh yeah. Also have new stuff I could sell. There's nothing else I could buy. I guess maybe the money is shared between Sora and Riku. Alright, real quick, I'm actually going to take a couple of minutes to look at ability links. Make sure I haven't been skimping on those too much with Sora. Nope, okay. And then... Let's see here. Do I want to... Fire is kind of nice to have. I'm not a big fan of Time Bomb. So I might put Time Storm in here instead. I don't think there were any other abilities or anything like that that I could have equipped. Okay. I'll leave it at that for now. Save as Sora. And with there being a save point right there, I'm guessing this next thing we go through is going to lead us to... Well, hang on. I'm seeing chests that have already been opened somehow. Okay, so Time Storm is a lot like the fire windmill attack. It's just not with an element. Okay, I think I'm supposed to be, you know, descending further into the water, but now I'm not real sure because it's been a little bit.
Back off. Yeah.
Don't, you know, I pretty much haven't even touched the game in between recording sessions, so it's been like a week. Doggone it! That freaking fish there is being annoying. Okay.
Yeah,
I definitely
yeah,
remember getting a ride from the, like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
from the Ray
yeah,
sitting up there.
yeah, 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 yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Ha.
There's a portal thingy over there. Battle portal.
Yeah, fine. Yeah. Ha. Back.
Good golly.
Back off.
Yeah, defeating that within... Oh, I was gonna say, defeating that within 20 seconds seems unlikely, but never mind. Ooh, treasure. Big treasure.
Yes.
Probably a command. Or a recipe. Oh.
Oh. Ha.
No.
Oh. Yeah. Ha. Ha. Wait. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Ha. Oh.
Alright, anytime I see the panda, I really should just dash at it so I can do the whole
Yeah.
blow off toss thing. Nani Frog, good morning. How are you on this fine day?
Yeah. 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 Ha. Ha. Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, for anyone who's not seeing this live, I am recording this in the morning.
Ha.
So where do I go from here exactly? Oh, hello. Question mark. New area. Story stuff. Okay. Alright, well, there's everyone we're looking for. My question is, how are they all breathing underwater like this?
Pinocchio! Jiminy!
Oh, jeez. Okay. Looks like we got more than Monstro to deal with. Or... is that thing... like, holding Monstro in place? Or,
no.
like... what? That was unexpected.
I'll have to claw my way past, then rescue my friends.
Defeat Chilled Clobster.
Oh. Yeah. 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 Hey,
Actually, let's just do this.
together.
Maybe I can get a bunch of damage this way. Or not. Really? had me on the lower level. Now. This is not going particularly well at all. Okay, let's get to healing a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, blocking and countering. It's actually helpful. Who would have thunk? I was expecting a pretty immediate hit there, and that didn't happen. Oh jeez, what's going on? Oof! Heal, please. Oh, really? Alright, more healing, I guess. Are you done all freaking out like that? No? Clearly not yet. Okay, now we're back to normal. Okay, this is definitely going better now. Now what? Destroy the ice-holding monstro. Oh yeah, duh. Use reality shift on monstro. Gonna have to keep going. Bible study. Alright, yeah, thanks for stopping by, Poetically Christian. Happy Easter. That's a big bubble. Use Monstro to catch up with Chill Lobster. Can't really do much of anything other than guide the Monstro bubble. And I guess I'm supposed to not really get hit by the attacks that are coming. At least try not to. I think all those do is just slow me down a little bit. Okay, there we go. Also, Sora's deck capacity increased. As Monstro swallows the Clobster. So either we're working with entirely different timelines for Sora and Riku, or all this stuff that just happened with Sora probably happened before any of Riku's.
After this,
in this world.
Pinocchio and Jiminy's world gets dragged into darkness.
and they end up cast into the sea between worlds, along with Monstro. And then, they end up in Traverse Town and the belly of the whale. That's when we meet for real. It's like Master Yen Sid said. I'm in the dream, Pinocchio's world is dreaming. And that world will never be right again until it wakes from sleep.
Speaking of, I mean, I would guess this is how they're waking these worlds up. Ferris gear. Keyblade that triggers fewer reality shifts, but compensates with an extra boost in strength and magic. Interesting.
Gee, I hope Sora's okay.
He'll be just fine as long as Riku's with him.
Huh? You don't think? No! Master Yen said.
Look, it's a raven.
Uh-oh.
Not just any raven.
That raven is Maleficent's.
What's the got?
Why, that's Minnie's.
Well?
Huh?
Gorge, what's it say?
It's from Maleficent. She's kidnapped Minnie.
She took Queen Minnie.
The letter says for me to return to Disney Castle, or else.
Mickey, there is no time to waste.
Okay, you fellas stay here.
King Mickey, we're going with you.
Gosh, I guess you're right, pals. We friends need to stick together. Master Yen Sid, we'll be back.
Now are Sora and Riku gonna end up there eventually?
The timing is too perfect, too calculated. Maleficent must sense a change in the forces of darkness. A change like Xehanort.
Okay. We completed Prankster's Paradise as both Sora and Riku, and now... Nope, still can't. Huh. Alright, well, it showed here, so maybe I do have to go back to Traverse Town. And maybe that's why I'm missing so many treasures, because there's more stuff that's gonna happen there. That's the only thing that really makes sense to me. Gonna save real quick. And continue. I'm like, do I need to or visit this world? Oh yeah.
Huh? I'm back in Traverse Town.
Why, hello down there, Sora. I've been waiting.
You do know you can wait on the ground, right? Come down so we can talk.
Now?
Now? What do you mean now? You're the one who said you were waiting.
You know, you're turning more into Neku every day. But listen, I'm glad you two showed up because...
You too? Does that mean Riku's here?
Yes, but you and he are still a world apart. He didn't seem especially worried, though. He knows he'll find you.
Yeah.
Just look at Neku. He and the others all found their game partners.
Oh, they're back home safe now?
Remember what I told you. Their existence is on the line. And the Reapers are dead set on erasing them for good. But they found refuge in this world. And luckily, each other too.
Reapers?
Right. If Neku and the others want to get back to where they came from, they need to win the Reapers' game. It's like a series of missions. Those are the rules of their home ground. Except, this time, the mission is a tough one. They're pitted against a Dream Eater that can summon 100 more like it. So, I was sort of hoping you and Riku could help us out. You have your Keyblades, and with those, we might still have a chance.
Well, I'm glad he's here with me.
If he is. Riku's on one side of the portal, and you're on the other. He might be by your side, he might be a million miles away. You can't measure the distance in time or space. Even without the wall between you, it's hard to say.
Don't worry. He's with me, even when it might seem like he's not.
Then you two are lucky.
You and your friend are lucky too, Joshua.
I appreciate you saying that with conviction, even though you have no idea what you're talking about.
Hey!
Anyway, Neku and his partner are pinned down in the Fountain Plaza. I can count on you, right?
Always.
Okay. Fountain Plaza it is. Anything else to find right here, though? I wonder. Oh, jeez.
Light! Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There is some treasure
Yeah, hey, ha.
right by all these enemies. Treasure. Shield cookie.
Ha, hey, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah. Ha. Along.
I really should use slow motion more often.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I won't say the attacks are overpowered, but they're definitely strong.
Back off. Yeah. Ha.
Oh, right. I have a different Keyblade. I should look into that.
Ha ha. Hey. Light.
Now,
Yeah. Yeah.
fine, be that way.
Fine. Yeah. Ha.
Oh, look, more treasure. Not that I'm intentionally just looking around for treasure over and against moving the story along. But, alright. Ferris gear. See, it actually reduces strength and only increases magic by 1. I think I'll keep going with the dual disc.
Back off. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Back.
I guess I could hit that enemy. Kablam.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
The way they managed to work icy ground into this too is just it's the little details sometimes,
Yeah, yeah.
especially when done well,
Yeah. Hey,
that
yeah.
I can really kind of appreciate. Okay. So the fountain is, I think, just branching off of this area here.
Light. Oh. Yeah, yeah.
Hang on. Who said you could, like, pull me in towards you like that? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Ha. Back off. Yeah.
Jeez. Lots of enemies. Oh, it looks like it's got sort of a... almost like a Yoshi tongue kind of attack. Ooh, hello. Portal. Oh, right, it's that one. But hey, why not? So, since I already have Riku in Traverse Town, is that gonna, like, mess things up with the story progress at all? I don't know. I imagine now that the story is bringing us back here, the battle level's higher. Fountain Plaza, yeah, that's where Joshua was saying to go.
This is starting to wear me down. Can we get a timeout?
Maybe not.
What?
Miss me?
Sora?
I'll take it from here.
No. I don't need your help.
Of course you do. Where are your Dream Eaters? How else can you fight?
I don't need them anymore.
Oh, right. Your partner. Well, don't you want to make it out of the game? Who's gonna help her if you get hurt?
Okay, you win. I'll let you do the sweating.
Well, okay. Maybe I'll switch my partners back and do this.
Together!
I stomp you all.
Back off! Yeah, yeah, ha! Hey! Ha! Right!
That didn't do anything in that case, did it?
Ha! Ha! Yeah! Come on!
Sometimes trying to get around the posts like that is not exactly easy. Oh, jeez, really?
Yeah!
I very much dislike having reduced visibility. Sure. Boom. Take that.
Yeah! Come on!
So that's another one I could toss around, kind of like the pandas. Interesting. Obtain sliding sidewinder.
He got away.
Sora,
So you must be Neku's partner.
Yeah, I'm Shiki. Nice to meet you. Neku told me all about you.
Cool. But you should have seen him. He looked everywhere for you.
hey, Sora, stop talking.
What? Why? You said you need her. That's a good thing.
That's sweet, Neku.
I need you to stop annoying me.
Well, I still think it's sweet. It's nice to be needed.
I'm sorry, is this a bad time? Because that Dream Eater we're after has retreated to the other imagining of this world.
Other imagining? You mean where Riku is?
Yes. He and our other friends will do what they can, but we'll just run ourselves in circles at this rate. We need to trap that thing in one place, and then we can finish it.
Trap it where?
The 3rd district.
Okay.
Nigga's like, hold up.
Joshua,
Yes, Neku?
tell me, are we really gonna make it home?
But Neku, I thought you couldn't afford to lose. Give up on yourself, and you give up on the world.
Right. So I'll see you there?
Huh? Me?
Yeah. You're my friend. It's your home, too.
Maybe it's you that's turning into Sora.
Huh?
Thanks.
So now I guess we're supposed to head to the 3rd district. How do I get there from here again?
Light! Ha! Fire!
Kablam. Yeah. Ooh. Got a block of chocolate. Or,
Yeah!
technically a block of chocolate 2, which I assume is the more powerful version of that. Yeah. Sora goes through the post office. For all of his shenanigans. It's like I kind of almost want to end it there, but then again, might edit a couple little things out here and there just due to conversations had.
Ha!
Ooh, hello.
Yeah! Yeah! Ha ha! 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 Light!
Oh, come on.
Fire! Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Oh my gosh.
Hey! Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Really?
Yeah! Yeah!
Y'all are being kind of annoying. There we go. Okay. And it didn't actually heal me because that wound up being part of the reality shift usage. Okay, so how do I get out of here? Does it show where I am on this map? Yes, okay. So I think I need to go back behind me and... Okay, along this rail it looks like.
Hey! Ha! Yeah! 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 Ha!
These guys are quite the nuisance.
Ha! Hey! Yeah!
Okay. Up we go. Yeah, I can just get to the 3rd district like that. I don't know if the friendship portal is gonna do me much if I'm changing areas. Okay. 3rd district. Here we are.
I got it, Riku!
It's working. He pulled through for us.
We'll handle things here. You take care of the boss.
Will do!
Oh, great. The Hako Monkey's back. Take out the Dream Eater summoned by Spelican.
Hey! Yeah! Ha! 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 Ha!
Kablam. Or does that not work against the Hako Monkey? Ow. Ooh, reality shift? Nope, can't do it now. Okay. Am I gonna have to redo fighting all of them if I... Oh, jeez. Wargoyle? Oof. What am I doing?
Let's go.
Why wouldn't it? Okay. Kind of weird that it suddenly wouldn't let me use Comet, even though it seemed like it should have been an option. I really hope it's not going to make me redo fighting all the different enemies. If, you know, my drop time's out. Kaboom. Ow. This is doing quite a lot of damage, actually. Sweet. Haha. Battle complete. Okay, so I don't need to worry about the drop ending mid-battle here. Goody.
Not again.
Hey, Josh, where'd it go?
Somewhere else. Out of Traverse Town, and out of my reach. We'll just have to let it go.
Great.
So we failed the mission?
I'll go after it.
What?
Come on, I'm not an actual player. Can't I bend the rules?
Well, I guess the rules of the world don't apply if your hearts are connected. Right, Sora? That's how you roll.
Right. Then it's settled.
Okay, maybe this then unlocks other worlds.
Sora. Thanks. It wasn't easy. You made it easier.
Yeah.
Wow, Neku, you've changed.
Huh? You think?
Yeah, you're less dorky.
What?
Once you find your friend, Sora, you should come hang out in our town.
Definitely. See you in Shibuya.
Sure. It's a deal.
Anything I should pass on to Riku?
Nah. I'll see him soon.
Is the background music supposed to be from The World Ends With You? That's my best guess. Also, wait, okay. Isn't Kingdom Hearts 4 supposed to be in Shibuya? So, like, is that gonna be? Are they gonna bring in those characters again? Or am I thinking... Or maybe it's just... Maybe it's just that world from the trailers is, like, based on the real world Shibuya. And that's... Maybe... I don't know. Anyway, Knockout Punch. Keyblade that lands fewer critical hits but compensates with a strength boost. Okay. And more frequent reality shifts. Unlocked Flick Rush Yummy Cup. Okay, so we can go here. And... Really? Going back through all the other worlds again? Jeez. Or am I waiting on Riku? Maybe that's the catch. Okay, well. I think for now, I'm gonna save that there. And then Sora's drop gauge was really close to being empty, so I might just, pick it up with switching over to Riku in the next episode. Which I'm about to get into right after I run the next set of Twitch ads and take a quick break myself. I will see y'all on the flip side. Alrighty. I'm back. And, I would have thought there would... Oh, wait. Maybe it's in the save menu that I can drop. No? Oh, there's a drop option from there. Okay. That'll work. Real quick before I do that, though... let me double check ability links, see if there's anything else I can do now. Yeah! So those two are not connected. Okay, gotcha. Alright. Fire boost. And then... opens once you link with this spirit 3 more times. Okay. From Lamb Chop, I can get either a defense boost... or balloon and an HP boost. I'm gonna go with the defense boost for now. Spirits level reaches 25. I thought for sure Garfield was a higher level than that. Poison block. Dang. I already have a spark. And I got attack haste. Can't get the magic boost yet, but I can get spark. Okay. That does it for those. Alright. Now I'll resume recording and then drop in as Riku. Alrighty. So, Sora just finished up a second visit to Traverse Town. And I think he might end up needing to go to some of these other worlds, but it might also be that he's waiting on Riku for story progression. So, I'm going to drop as Riku. So Overcast. Friends and foes receive a 20% boost. And magic. That's the same thing. HP showers. More HP prizes than usual. Hey. Oh. There's also other things that... Huh. There's also other things about the enemies, I guess, that maybe... I don't know. Got 126 points in total. I'm not real big about Mega Potions. Spirit Auto Life. Fully heals spirits the first time each runs out of HP. Effects last until you drop. Okay, so, drop Decelerator for sure. Attack gain. Defense gain. Magic gain. You know what? Sure. I'll get everything else but the Mega Potion. Since I don't even use the Mega Potions much. Or really at all. Okay, so now what? Maybe if I go to the world map and then have him go back into Traverse Town. Yeah, okay. Rather than guess at where I need to be.
Traverse Town? Why am I back? Joshua.
Nice of you to join us.
What happened?
Trouble happened. I was hoping one of you could help.
When did Sora get here?
Bravo, Riku. Why can't he be this quick on the uptake?
Yeah, well, Sora's a little...
Now, let's get
little
down
what?
to the problem. We've got a
Predictable?
nasty Dream Eater on our hands. It keeps jumping between worlds. Not only that, it knows how to summon creatures like it. Pretty powerful ones, too. The others are on a mission to stop it, but they need help.
The others? You mean Shiki and her friends?
That's right. They all found their game partners, and Shiki is over fighting in the other Traverse Town. In fact, Sora is helping them out.
Good to hear. So what can I do?
Actually, the Dream Eater just reappeared in the Fountain Plaza. I sent Beat and his partner to face it.
I'm on it.
Riku, there's something else you need to know.
What?
These two Traverse Towns separated by the portal. I was under the impression they were parallel worlds, but it looks like I was wrong.
Wrong how?
That's where it gets tricky. After you and Sora left, Shiki crossed the portal to join her game partner. Did you notice players have a mission timer inscribed on their hands? Well, when she got to the other side, Shiki had more time left on her clock than her partner. And when Beat's partner crossed over from the other side, she had less time left.
So time flows differently here and there? So what? That's true of any two worlds. Their homeworld would be running on a different time axis too.
Yes, I understand that. But if these Traverse Towns were parallel worlds, then time would flow the same in both. But it doesn't. Ergo, they are not parallel worlds.
You mean there's a past and a future?
No. Impossible. The worlds
Is
are
it really?
clearly separate. It's not just time that sets them apart. As you yourself noted, every world flows at its own pace, which tells me that for all their similarities, these are two distinct worlds.
Distinct worlds?
Yes, but this is all conjecture. It's like the same world imagined by two people. What does that tell you? That we're in...
A dream.
Yes. Bravo again, Riku. In which case, none of this may matter one bit to me or my friends. But to you and Sora, I think it might be a vital clue.
Right.
Yeah. I mean...
Thanks. So you need me in the plaza?
Wow, I'm running out of bravos.
Be right back.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a little significant. Sora and Riku. Oh crud, I missed that message that said where I'm supposed to go. Oh, it was the Fountain Plaza, right? Pretty sure I have to go through the back streets to get there. Okay. Okay. Heading back to the Fountain Plaza.
Take this!
I think. Oh, these are the ones I can do the whole toss thing, kind of like the pandas, right? Yeah. Now what's the quickest way to get there from here? Do I follow this? Okay. So, I'm not entirely sure what the significance is, you know, with them being in these dreams that are playing out entirely differently from each other. But I mean, at least there's kind of our explanation of like, okay, why are things happening entirely different in, you know, Sora's world as opposed to Riku's.
Fire! Heal! Yeah! Hit! Take this! Ha! Ha! Yeah!
Okay. Gonna save here real quick. Fountain Plaza, yeah. This is where I'm supposed to go, right? Maybe I need to get to where the actual fountain is before it'll actually continue anything. I guess maybe I should use a couple of these portals here. Blade charge, yeah. I distinctly remember Blade Charge being a command style that at least Aqua and Terra could use in Birth by Sleep. Here we go. Okay.
Beat!
About time, yo!
Beat! What happened to your Dream Eaters?
Don't need them when I've got my game partner. And I don't need you!
Oh, here we go again. 5 seconds ago it was, "Where's Riku?" And now the act?
Whoa! Don't tell him that!
It's so nice to meet you. I'm Rhyme. Riku, right? Sorry, my partner's acting like a doofus.
I am not! You always gotta go around and garnish my reputation!
I think you mean
Since when?
tarnish.
You burned that bridge all by yourself. Nobody raises his reputation by lowering others.
Yo, Riku! You gonna sit there and let her get in my grill?
Sorry, it's just... You two are cut from the same cloth.
I ain't
know.
made of cloth.
Beat looks and talks like a punk, but there's a heart of gold in there somewhere.
Yeah. He's coming
Meanwhile.
for me, so I know what you mean.
There! See? I'm a... Rhyme! You didn't just call me a punk again!
Huh?
All right, now we ruffled its feathers. Ready to do this?
Yeah! Me and Rhyme will handle things here.
You go after that thing.
Right.
Okay. Don't let the nightmare get away.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah!
Oh, and the spirits that I was attempting to utilize from the one portal thing are just gone. That's handy.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I meant that's not handy. Because I was gonna use the one thing to... I was gonna link with the one and try and do some extra cool attacking stuff with it. Okay. Saving again, so I don't end up possibly needing to redo that story bit. Yeah, right there seems fine. Ooh, nice. Bullseye. Feed 5 or more enemies with a single hit in slingshot. Okay. Cool. Oh, jeez.
Quantity versus quality, huh?
Stampede. I was expecting to be attacked much sooner than that. Kaboom. Yeah. Let's keep doing some flow motion attacks, eh? And reality shift. Because why not? Boom. Really?
Take this! Yeah! 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 Fire! Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
And done. That wasn't too bad. Sarah Terror recipe. Interesting.
Riku, the third district. We're going to pin it between both worlds.
Got it.
Okay, which means I need to go back through the first district, I'd imagine. Oh, come on, man. Boom. Now, for the ability links, it's like, when it says I need to link with a spirit, does that mean the, like, hitting the enemy with an attack at the same time kind of thing? Or is that the, like, use their kind of special attack thing, whatever you want to call that? Ow. Okay, but then I heal a bunch because I'm getting extra HP drops, or HP orbs in this drop. Let me not mix up my terminology. Boom. I don't see any other enemies that I could hit with this. Oh, I'm like, come on, why can't I do anything? I got hit by the one fish thing, that's why. I really dislike that particular fish enemy. Or at least the one attack that it does. Okay. I think I've cleared out all the enemies here now. I'm gonna heal. So, the third district. How am I gonna get there from here? 'Cause that's the normal way, or the quicker way, I should say. I guess I'll have to go through the second district then. I gotta say, it seemed a little easier to get around where I needed to go as Sora. That's probably just because I had the ability to slide along those rails in the post office, you know? Friendship portal! Yeah, sure, why not? Any enemies? Like, otherwise, That friendship portal is not going to do anything if I don't find any enemies here.
You're done. Yeah. You're done. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, third district. And here we go.
I got you now. This is my street, yo.
You gotta play by the rules.
Oh no!
Hey!
Sora, you got this.
This is so tired, yo. Every time we chase him down.
I know. But we've got an ally on the other side. Don't worry.
Yeah, well, I still don't like it.
You know, you are such a good listener, Beat. You're like a sponge, really.
Me? I'm not a sponge. I'm just me.
You mean Daisuke Nojo Bito.
Hey! Don't use my full name!
That's a weird name.
Hey!
So I guess because of his actual last name... I guess because his actual last name is Bito, he goes by Beat?
Well, it's time to go.
Or is that sort of
Hey,
his
Riku.
first name?
Thanks.
Because, like, I know, at least
Hey,
in some
cool.
Asian countries,
We'll
they
catch up with
flip
you
it
soon.
compared to what we would consider the
Say hi
first
to
and
Sora.
last name.
Sure.
Riku, remember what I say. Be careful. If this really is a dream, it's going to lie to you, to try and make you think it's real.
I got it.
What? I don't got it.
You and Sora would break your heads on this one.
Huh?
Yeah, the question is, does... Well, I don't know. I mean, Sora seems to kind of understand the fact of the whole dream world sort of thing.
You big son.
Thug works for me. We all got a role to play, right? Gosh, at least he's honest in a dishonest way.
Silence! No underling of mine shall be insulted so. I have great plans for dear Pete and for all the worlds, once I have taken them for my own.
Then I've got bad news for you. That day's never gonna come.
Never?
Perhaps you should take a few moments to reconsider. Or does the Queen's life mean nothing to you at all?
Mickey, don't you listen to her. You can't let Maleficent have her way.
No! Minnie! All right, Maleficent. Tell us what you want.
Let me see. Shall I begin with this world? I much preferred it in its darker, more ominous permutation.
You said it. This place needs some lights out time.
You're lying, Maleficent. Not even you would go through this much trouble just for that. What is it you're really after?
Very perceptive. I presume you are familiar with Xehanort, the man who led me to discover worlds outside of my own.
You know him?
As do you, I see. Yes, he shared everything with me. How to go about winning a heart over to the darkness. And, most gloriously, about the 7 hearts of pure light. The ones that would grant me the power I need to conquer all worlds. However, the worlds were too complex. Too much for even me to contain. It seemed I had miscalculated. Then it came to me. Of course, I could go about conquering other worlds in my own manner. You do have the data for all the worlds, do you not? And now you will hand it over to me.
So is that the whole...
Don't you bozos
That the whole
pretend you don't
connection
remember?
with,
Me and Maleficent was
Coded?
that excited. Now cough it up.
and that storyline?
Why do you want the data?
She was involved in that a bit.
I'm afraid that is no concern of yours.
Wouldn't want a royal Minnie Mousiness to get a boo-boo now, would we?
I see you have failed to recognize the futility of your situation. Very well. Face your doom!
Lee?
Oh, Mickey!
Minnie! Maleficent, you lose!
Say, milady, I think the pipsqueak's right. We better hit the road.
I now know that what I seek lies within these walls. Trust that I will eliminate you in good time.
Wait for me, Maleficent. Wait!
She definitely made some references to other games that would make very little sense if I had not played them already.
You used the darkness to get here? That was reckless. But gosh, I didn't expect you to save us. Axel.
Axel didn't. My name is Lee. Got it memorized?
Still got the same personality, though. Glossary entry about the 7 princesses. Oh, and wouldn't you know it, there's a Chronicle of Recoded that shows up now. Just in case you needed an explanation. Okay, well. Yeah, I guess that would be an appropriate time to mention that. Aha, now we can get to those worlds. Oh, but it's only the next 2. I thought it was another set of 3 again. Okay, so we have Country of the Musketeers. Okay. And then Symphony of Sorcery. Jeez. And the lower of those 2 is level 26? Hang on. Riku's only level 23. Not that I'm saying I can't handle it. Oh yeah, dive time. Brawlamari. Oh yeah, this one again. Yeah, okay. At least I remember how to do this one. Or at least the main thing that I need for it. Ow. I should have blocked. And break. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Attack. And victory. Right? Oh, nope. Phase 2. Okay, fine. I'll move around and block. Now, was I supposed to smack one of the rocks into it or something? This part confuses me a bit. I don't like it. Really? Avoid the super laser, take cover behind the... Okay. So I'm supposed to use those rocks as cover. That makes a little more sense, I guess. Ow. I'm about to lose all my health. What the... Okay. It said to take cover behind those things, so how did I get hit? Fine, start over. Let's try that again. Now that I have a slightly better understanding, I think. Okay. Okay, blocking does nothing in that one situation. That makes a lot of sense. Dang it. And hiya. Okay. On to phase 2. At least I understand, you know, some of this stuff a bit better. Okay. Now for the confusing part. Oh. I have to be up close like that. Okay. Alright, real quick. Pausing for Hydrate Redemption. It's MEMC. This one's for you. There you go. I appreciate your interest in my health. Or at least your consideration, I should say. Also, if you're still in the chat, hi. Hope you're doing well. Happy Easter weekend. That's the only redeem I look for on any channel. And the stretch. Alright. Well then, hang on a sec. Let me pause my recording there. I definitely could do with getting up and stretching out a little bit. Ugh, jeez. My left arm in particular has been bothering me a little bit. Ugh. Okay. And not just today, I mean like for a few days now, so. There we go. Okay. Streamer brain tends to make you forget to take care of yourself. Yeah, and I appreciate you looking out for me. Okay. How am I doing? Generally pretty good. Aside from the whole arm thing. I don't even know why exactly. I think it's just, well, I think I'm gonna, need to learn to lean a little bit more this way when I'm sitting here. But also, like, that's the arm I tend to use a lot when I'm... No, it actually felt alright when I woke up. But I also tend to use this arm in a particular way at work. So it could have something to do with that. I don't know. Hopefully I'll get it figured out here soon. It just started happening this week, so it's not like a real major thing that's been lingering for a while. Anyway, okay. Back to the game. We could still continue discussion, I'm just not wanting to ignore that too long. Nothing, a hot shower couldn't help. Yeah, I have noticed it feeling better after I shower as well. Okay. Dodge that attack. Oh, jeez. Now it's hitting multiple times. Okay. Probably because I'm closer to defeating this enemy. Alright. I hide behind the rocks here. That move a little bit now? Ah, no, so close. Probably because I missed with a couple of attacks before. That's why I couldn't quite finish that last thing there. I'm gonna hide behind this rock because it'll be closer to the thing I want to attack next. Okay. I highly doubt I'm getting a particularly good rating on this one. Nah, I got a B, okay. At least it wasn't worse than that.
Isn't that Pete? What kind of world did I end up in this time?
It looks kind of like Pete, but I don't know enough about the Three Musketeers movie or whatever that Disney made a while
one
ago.
Thing's for sure. That guy adds up to trouble in any world.
I haven't seen that before, so I don't know for sure which characters are actually what. It might just look really similar to Pete. Trap enemies in a comic book world where their ending will not be happy. Okay. If there's only one arrow, use left stick. If there are two arrows, use left and right stick. Perform the correct actions to initiate the attack shown in the drawings. Huh. Interesting. And by that I mean very different. I find it a bit funny how Riku says sorry as he's just beating the tar out of these enemies. I don't think he's actually all that sorry. Oh, that was not a treasure. That was it was a fake. Not exactly a mimic per se, but something deceptive. Okay, oh. I guess the link isn't quite available. There we go. Now it is. Sure. Shining hammer. I do not want to move to the next area just yet. Oh. Okay. So I just like pick one of the actions from the arrows shown? I don't know. I kind of still don't get it. Well, let's try it again then. Okay, so yeah, it seems like it's almost a choice of which one you do. So yeah, this game is Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, for anyone who doesn't know. It's game number, what, like 7 or so in the series? So yeah, and like, they like to tweak some of the mechanics throughout the different game entries. So these like reality shift things, in particular, they like change between just the various locations in the game. I am playing on Xbox. It is available on Steam at this point as part of at least one of the collections there. I think this one was originally like a DS game or something. I'm not 100% sure on that, actually. I know it wasn't on whatever console I had at the time. Yeah, this series only very recently became available on Steam. I am not completing this in 20 seconds. Even with a reality shift, I don't think. Comic King. Activate all the Warner Comics effects at least once. Oh, really? I only did a few different things there. Okay, so I completed the main challenge, just didn't get the bonus. Yep, hello. There's an enemy here. That looks quite a bit like one of the ones from Dream Drop Distance. I'm just saying. Oh, I guess each, like, panel action or image or whatever has a different thing. Anyway. Ooh, save point. Yes, I would like to save, please. I'll keep going a little bit longer, at least. See, one of the major mechanics that this game has that a bunch of the others don't is this thing called flow motion, where you can, like, well, and the reality shifts, I guess, but you can kind of, like, bounce off the walls and do some special attacks and stuff. Just from, like, dashing around and kind of chaining things off of that. Oh, really? I can't get back there this way? Lame. might notice on the left side there's this whole command menu thing. Just, I mean, yeah, you got your basic attack, but if you press Y, you'll go through other possible commands that you have to kind of like equip them in the main menu for them to be usable. But also, they have like kind of a reload timer associated with them, and all sorts of other stuff there. It's like, I don't want to say it's confusing or anything like that, but there's a whole lot of ways that you can do stuff there and kind of customize what you have available. You do get more of those commands throughout the game, but they're not necessarily, like, there's only so many of them that you can have equipped at once. Oh, that was my one spirit there. Oh yeah, and that's another thing, the spirits. So you got these little buddies that follow you around that are called spirits that you can link up with for certain attacks or effects or different things like that. And as they level up, obviously you're able to do more with them. And actually, some of your abilities in the game are unlocked by kind of leveling them up. I will say I prefer that over the way that Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep has you, like, trying to level up the commands, though, because I don't know. There's all sorts of things about that system that just didn't seem to flow quite as naturally. It didn't feel like it was as natural of a leveling up mechanic, because you'd have to, like, meld them together and do all sorts of other stuff like that. And yeah, I don't know.
Is that supposed to be Mickey and the others? Yeesh. Those three are together even when they're made out of wood.
Okay, but what's happening here?
Pete.
I don't know. Looks kind of like Pete, but a little different. Like, but then again, maybe the mustache and some other things like that are just kind of part of this world and the source material that it's based off of. Oh yeah, I forgot to look into my other Keyblade that I have available. Didn't really need that, but whatever. Not like using it is a problem, unless I really end up needing it here very shortly. Kaboom. Still not exactly sure how the different comic panels there differ from each other. Because, yeah, like, it shows a tornado and a... Yeah. I don't know, it's just like, it kind of shows different things, but they don't seem to actually make that much difference in the end result. Or even what it looks like. Oh, that's it. Okay. Huh. Okay, so I cannot get onto that. However, is it possible... Oh yeah, flow motion also lets you do some kind of crazy platforming things in this game. Probably one of the things I'd say I actually like about flow motion. Well, and the attacks that you get from flow motion are pretty powerful. Ow. Okay. Bonus challenge failed, but still completed the portal challenge thing. I guess the main thing I didn't like about the whole command system in Birth by Sleep is just that it locked your abilities behind that. And it was kind of... There was a little bit of chance involved in you even getting certain abilities because of that. Take damage no more than 2 times, okay. I might be able to pull this off. I just gotta be really careful. Okay, I've taken damage twice. I cannot take damage again. Thought for sure I was going to get hit by that leaping attack. Okay. Got the bonus challenge this time. Another scene. What have we here? Okay, there's a chest that's kind of bouncing around.
Minnie!
Oh, thank you for saving me.
Just got a little bit of an extra
Where are you
hair
going?
thing.
I have to help the Musketeers.
What happened? Tell me what I can do.
Who are you?
Riku. Mickey's my friend.
Oh, Riku, the stage has been rigged with a machine to lure Mickey and the others into a terrible trap. If we could only find something to control the device from here.
Lucky I remembered. Look what I nearly forgot. Eh? Why is the box sans mouse?
Oi, quit messing around. The boss is losing his patience.
There it is! to retrieve.
I'm on it.
Flashback. Okay. Sure, why not?
Release me! This instant!
Actually, it's time to say bon journey, Your Royal Highness.
Captain Pete, what is the meaning of this?
So that is definitely Pete.
Oh, don't you lose any sleep over it, Princess. I'm just gonna seize the throne and rule happily ever after. After you name me king, that is.
What? I most certainly would never agree to that.
Bien sûr. And that's why the real you won't be the one doing the naming. I got myself another stooge to take the stage. All you gotta do is keep your royal mouth nice and shut.
A double? Mickey and the Musketeers will stop you.
Oh, never you fear, Princess. Those chowderheads will be out of the picture real soon. So, how are we looking, boys? Aye, okay, boss.
Test run's done.
We'll flatten them like crepes.
Good. Now, you must hold on to that thing no matter what. If you don't mind, Your Highness, we have a seat reservated for you backstage. It's gonna be curtains soon. Curtains! I love it!
And that's how she got trapped in there. Oh, hello. This looks kind of like the one thing that was in the Notre Dame world. Whoa, hello. Okay, hang on. Yeah, definitely don't want to get too close to the gas or whatever that is. Okay, that's all good now. Huh, okay. And now there's ropes that could send me all over the place. That could get a little confusing, I imagine. Alright. Treasure up here, definitely want to get that. Ducky goose recipe. Okay. Now, where am I supposed to go? I don't see any enemies right here, but at least there was treasure. Here it seems to be onto something. Yeah, I'll probably get to that once I finish this drop and then come back later. 262 points, jeez. Okay. Let's see here. Drop decelerator, attack, magic, defense. Shoot. Use all the points. All the points. Okay, and now Sora should be able to at least enter that world. Right. Gotta do a dive first. Rack up 500 prize points before you reach the goal. Okay. I see. Some of the little text bubble things can be attacked for more points. Okay, well, at least I got the point thing there. What is this? Kablam.
Faster! Here we go!
Ow.
Faster! Yeah!
Okay, the ring is open.
Yeah!
Still trying to get just a few more points. There we go. Still only a B.
Where are you going?
Stand back. Here goes nothing.
Hey, Goofy! That's the wrong way! All right, I'll show you what a musketeer can do.
King Mickey, are you okay?
Huh? Have we met before?
What? Wait, is this like what happened with Jiminy and Tron? But I'm not in Disney Castle. And that world isn't one of the ones that's asleep. I don't get it.
You okay? What's wrong?
Oh, I was wondering where I was?
Where'd you get that key?
This? It's a key
I know. You came from another world, right?
Huh? Yeah.
My name's Mickey. I'm working on a problem. That's why I'm in this world, being a musketeer.
So, am I in a world the king visited that I don't know about? A world that's trapped in sleep somewhere? 'Cause I guess...
You seem confused. Look out!
I'm Sora. Let me
Well, this part's not confusing. Fight the Dream Eaters. Oh, got back to Spark again? I was definitely expecting a different command there. So, I think once I get to another save point, I will probably end this particular recording.
Thanks. I sure owe you one. Some musketeer I turned out to be.
Hey, whoa, ow, whoa! Where's the bad guys?
Goofy!
Yeah, oh, hey,
Everything's under control, Goof!
Oh, ah, oh.
Yes. Just fling your sword around wildly while you're not
You mean
looking.
we clobbered them?
I mean, I guess that's probably at least a little
Hey,
more
Donald.
helpful than running away.
Gorst, do I know you from somewhere?
No.
No. Nice to meet you.
Say, fellas, this is Sora. And it doesn't matter when we met. Once we make a friend, we're friends for life.
Hi, I'm Donald.
And I'm Goofy.
Friends for life.
Now, we've got to go protect the princess. Donald, Goofy, follow me.
Yeah, they don't even know
Hey,
how good
wait.
friends they are.
You're not gonna let me come along?
But you're not a musketeer, and this mission is fraught with danger.
All the more reason I should help. When the going gets tough, the tough call their friends.
Well, all right. Thank you.
Great. Should we do the thing?
The thing.
The thing?
Well, the thing that we say is all the things we do together.
Ah.
All for one.
And one for all.
That thing. Okay. Another flashback. I kind of like watching these flashbacks just to get a little more context for things.
Congratulations, boys! In light of your lacklustrous potential, I dub you Royal Musketeers. Just look at you, all dressed up and going nowheres.
Do they even realize that he's basically insulting them to their
Let's get
faces?
right down to your inaugural mission. Bodyguards to Princess Minnie. Some nefarious nincompoop has got it out for her, see? And it's your job to personally keep her safe.
Somebody's after the princess. Tell us.
What? So soon? Don't we get to practice?
Why? The 1, 2, 3 of us are ready for anything.
Don't worry. Donald's
Yeah.
real brave. And
He's counting on their incompetence,
And while
clearly.
I may be small, I've got the heart of a musketeer. All for one.
And one for all!
Oh, hey, look, save point. Okay, well, I guess that's gonna do it for this particular recording. In between, I might just do a little bit with, you know, looking at the ability links, might do a bit of command changing and stuff like that, but yeah. Otherwise, we'll pretty much pick up from here in the next little bit. Okay, but that makes a solid recording session for the stream. So I think I may, once I check on that stuff that I was gonna do, I might just leave things at that for today. Okay, can't do any more of those right now. Although, hang on. Aha, that can be opened now. Ooh, Kuraga. That will eventually be nice to have. Probably. Any other commands I might want to change out here? Or just add? So, Sleepra, slow, poison, bind. Bind any enemies grouped around your lock-on target, forcing them to stay in one place. Conjure up a ring of balloons that burst on contact, bouncing enemies into the air and stunning them. Interesting. 0 gravity. Could be helpful. Jump to other nearby foes if it connects. Huh. I don't know if that's a thing that Thunder did before. Also, collision magnet. I think I might use that instead of fire windmill, because time storm is pretty similar to the fire windmill, just without the fire element. You know? We got wake up block there. I thought maybe I had another kind of... Ooh, sliding sidewinder. Do I put that under Sonic Impact? Yeah. Slide with X and then press A to perform a spin attack. Okay. So I think that'll do it for that. Items. Yeah. Let me... Ooh, hello. Definitely want to equip that. 2 more strength and 3 more magic. Plus more frequent reality shifts. Dream pieces. Oh, right. Oh, yeah, those. I forgot to look into that stuff. Because I have other recipes, so I could possibly create other spirits. Bond? No. Right, create spirit. There we go. Forecast bonus. Chance to increase huh, okay. So any of these ones that are not starred are ones that I have not made yet. But if they're like kind of darkened out, then I don't have all the materials to make them yet. Nope. Okay. So I'll just use 1 less Grim Figment since that doesn't make any difference in rank or level. Alright. What am I gonna use up here to... I guess probably a Drop Me Not. Although... I don't think it's particularly helpful to have more than one of a given command. I mean, unless I wanted to equip more than one of that command. But then again, I have no other way that I've been using any of the items. And really, if I wanted to ditch this stuff, I could just sell it all. Or sell the stuff I don't want, at least. So I guess once I get all the ability links with any given spirit, I might just, you know, I might just swap to a newer spirit that I haven't done anything with. What am I gonna name this guy? So it's a frog. Well, the way it's got like the sword and shield and stuff almost makes me think of the, what is it, Surfetched from Pokemon? You know what? We'll just... We'll call him Sir Toad, then. Okay. Any others I could make? Yes. We got a fishbone. Okay, one less of each of those. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep using up whatever item I have the most of. Probably. Gotta say, that is a mean-looking fish. Alright. In light of that, not that this character is especially mean, but it resembles a type of sea creature that is generally assumed to be mean. I'm gonna call it Bruce. You know, like from Finding Nemo. Okay, I can still make one of these. I don't even know what to equate this thing with. Maybe once I get a fuller view of it. Okay, looks very seahorse-like. Okay, but naming it after the Pokemon Horsey doesn't seem quite right. I mean, it's also more like fire-based anyway. I mean, given that it's called a Tatsu Blaze. So... let's see. Well, see, I was trying to think of a way to maybe just slightly tweak Horsey to also include like a flame reference. And there might be other ones that actually more so resemble horses later on, so I don't want to necessarily go with the... You know what? I'll go with it anyway. I'll base it off of, you know, Ponyta, the fire horse from Pokemon. Ponyta. Any others I can craft? No. I've used too many recipe items. Although... I'm a little curious. If I could do that, and... okay. Could combine it with a rampant fantasy to make something new. Ice Queen Ace. Let's do it. Okay. Penguin thing. If I remembered the movie Happy Feet well enough, I would maybe name it based off of that. In fact, you know what? Let me look it up. Just because I've been doing too many Pokemon-inspired names. Let's see here. Happy Feet. Characters. I guess Mumble's the main one. This one seems more like a Ramon, though. Just saying. Okay, I will call it Ramon. Oh, wait, I gotta delete all that stuff first. Hang on. Can I get an O with an accent in here? Yeah. I don't know if it officially uses an accent in the movie, but pretty sure that's more like how it's pronounced. So I'm going with it. Alright, and that's the only custom one that I think I'm gonna try and make right now. Oh yeah, I can also take a quick look at Riku's command deck. From a high leaping slash that causes ice to burst from the ground for additional damage. Interesting. I might get a little more magic in here, though. Ooh, hold on. Swap out Cure for Cura. Definitely. And then what other kind of magic do I maybe want to have him use? I've got fire in there. You know what? Sure. I'll give that a whirl. And then, are there any of these that I might want to change out? Aerial Slam. Maybe. Place Fire Windmill with Time Storm. So why not? And then we'll try Collision Magnet there. Okay, I don't think I have anything else to give him. Okay. I shall save once more, and probably leave it at that then for today's stream. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully I will see y'all around for other streams in the near future. I hope you all have a happy Easter as well. And yeah, I'll be back next week. Fridays and Saturdays are now pretty much my usual stream days. It's just this week I didn't do the Friday stream because of other stuff going on with family. And unless, like, if something comes up, I'm more likely to cancel the Friday stream over the Saturday one, because Saturday's when I do my recordings and stuff. Just putting that out there. But yeah. So anyway, hopefully I'll see you soon for one of those streams or another. Okay, I've got a raid target picked out. Hitting them up kind of early in their stream, but that's okay. Yeah. That's going to do it for me. Hope you're all doing well. Hopefully I'll see you soon. But whatever ends up happening, till next time, stay cool, everybody.